All right, so now I guess I should welcome you all first to watching movies with my pastor. We have a very special episode today. By the way, am Jeremy, your Spider-Pan, also probably known by many of you coming over here to this podcast from the Fandom Nexus. And if you're not familiar with the Fandom Nexus, check us out at neverlandpodcast.com, where you'll also find any information about this program, because I haven't made a website for this particular show. But this has been a new show. This is our 4th episode. It is about mid-October while we're recording this.
Yeah, the 20th, I believe.
Yes, today's the 20th, so we're getting close enough to Halloween that I thought it'd be special to watch a special Halloween episode. Now, most of y'all, your pastor, you'd say, I'd never watch a Halloween thing with my pastor. He would think I was of the devil. There are probably some of you like that, but I have a cool pastor.
Oh, yeah.
This is Pastor Philip Kuhn. Say hello.
Yeah, and hello. And I'm into the old-fashioned cartoons, not the horror films, or what we might call scary films, because I sometimes that word sounds different. So I'm not into the violent films or anything like that, but I am into the old-fashioned cartoons like, Charlie Brown and Garfield, and yes, Fat Albert. This is way back when in the 70s, and when I was little. But I remember all those, but my very favorite is the one we're going to watch now, actually. This is my very favorite of all the cartoons of this season, and there's a lot. There really is, but I love this cartoon.
So what we're going to watch is only half of this movie, but for the longest time, this was part of a Halloween special. So the actual movie, the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Yeah. We're going to skip over Mr. Toad because he always puts me to sleep. Oh. My wife loves the Wind in the Willows part of Mr. Toad, but anytime we try to watch this part, I fall asleep. I think only one time I've watched the entire Mr. Toad.
It's not bad, but it is
good.
I will say this, there is a really good ride. Now, they had it at Disney World for a long time, and then I think they took it out.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Disney World doesn't have it.
But Disneyland still does.
But Disneyland still has it.
And it's a fun ride.
It's controversial because you go to hell.
Yeah, for a minute there, you do, but I like it. It's a good ride. And it's
Walt Disney said you need to have consequences when you behave that way.
I like that.
So he said you go to hell because you're a bad toad.
And some people think that when you go to California anyway. But no, I'm joking.
And everybody in California, just tune us off.
Just joking. I'm joking. Anyway,
sort of.
Well, if Lex Luthor had his way in 1979. He would have sent half the people in California there. Remember what he was wanting to do with that bomb?
Oh, right.
He wanted to bomb everyone.
You were talking about it.
No.
But no, the movie, yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to kill everybody there so he was going to
make a new coastline.
Yeah.
If anyone wants this worthless piece of desert, I hope it's custard. Right?
Yeah.
We're going to watch the Legend of Sleepy Hollow Pass, the Adventure of Ichabod. My earliest memory I think I have of this is in the first grade.
Oh, really?
We watched, because it is from a classic book by Washington Irving.
Yes, wonderful book.
Which I have an audio book of it. I've listened to it a few times now. Actually, last October, my wife and I listened to it while driving ourselves to work. But we watched it in the first grade. And when you're a little kid, even a cartoon can be scary.
Well, sure.
And I was completely terrified of what was going to happen.
When I was little,
in first grade.
They used to show these on those Halloween specials. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. That's the first time I saw it. I was like 3 or 4, I think 3. And then again when I was 4, because it was every year. Of course, a year seems like an eternity when you're a little kid like that. And then my aunt, who loved the story, she not only had a book of it, she was an artist, and she would draw her own version of it. And she would use the original stuff with it. So she would draw stuff, and she could be pretty scary with some of her art. And I used to be terrified because the way she would tell it, she'd tell it so late at night. I'm talking 7:30. For a 3-year-old, that's very, very late. 7:30 at night. And she did in a dark room with candles and all. And it was so scary looking. Of course, she's had Halloween parties for us, you know. Yeah. And but we loved it. And she would always make wonderful treats. And it was a wonderful, wonderful time. So I love the story. And of course, I love the cartoon. And then I remember later on, whenever it came on video, they only sold them, just the Ichabod and just the Mr. Toad, and you couldn't get them yet. And you also couldn't buy them; you had to rent them like that for a long time. And I remember when you could first buy them, it was so great. And then when they finally, and I'm thinking in the late '90s is when they finally put them together on video.
Yeah, because it was released actually in theaters as one feature.
Yeah, and when they finally started doing that in the mid to late '90s, it was a big deal. It was wonderful. Because
you can finally get all of Make Mine music instead of just seeing the individual specials.
And I got to tell you, one of my all-time favorite musicians, he was more than just a musician. He was an actor, Bing Crosby. Mm-hmm. To me, he makes Christmas. And he makes Halloween. he was great all the year.
Because we love him.
We love him. Yeah, he did great movies of White Christmas, and he's the one who made the song White Christmas big.
Exactly.
He didn't write music, but he's the one who performed. Back then, that's what you did. Frank Sinatra and them, they just made movies, songs and movies and things huge. You know, they were so good at what they did. And Bing was the one who basically influenced Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Nat King Cole. I could go on and on and on. People that you may not even know of, people that you do know of. I mean, to this day, people are influenced by Sinatra and by Bing and all these other people. Bing Crosby was huge. And that's why whenever they did this cartoon, Ichabod looks a lot like
a little bit.
You know,
a weird nose.
He's weird nose, but the ears are big like Bing. And the eyes, even though the eyes are greenish blue, they definitely have a real Bing look. And I love that he does all the voices and stuff for the most part. For the most part.
Well, he's telling a story, kind of like how the other one is actually all I can't remember Basil Rathbone.
That's Mr. it. Yeah, Basil Rathbone,
known for playing Sherlock Holmes. At the time. There's some other stuff. I think he played a villain on something else.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
But he's most known, I think, for Basil. The Adventures of Robin Hood. With Errol Flynn. He played. Did he play Prince John or the sheriff? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I watched it, but it might have been the sheriff. I can't remember.
I think he was the sheriff.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've watched that one.
But man, those people back then, what makes them such great actors back in the day, they were not just, and this, I'm talking about the early TV shows too. They were not just actors you see on TV. They started on radio and on stage. That's why even on Andy Griffith, a lot of
vaudeville,
on Andy Griffith's show, a lot of those people who come in and do these itty bitty bit parts were so good at their craft because they've been doing it since they were 5. Sometimes you find out, and that's why they're so good. It's like a second skin to them.
I was double checking. I almost forgot. Did I remember to hit the record button? Yes, I did. Okay,
anyway, go ahead.
It's like this is all like good stuff. It's like okay. I hope I didn't miss all this. But yeah,
Bing was amazing.
Bing was amazing.
So was some of his brothers in them, by the way.
Right, Bob Crosby used to do on. I've got him on radio too.
Yeah, he's great.
But we should probably start the movie.
Go ahead.
This is a podcast about watching the movie, and we'll comment. I meant to look up a little bit of information about Washington Irving and the town. There's actually Terrytown, I think is what they call it.
Yes.
In the show here.
My father.
There is a real town, and they do a festival every October. I'd love to go.
Yeah, I would love to go too.
I've
been right around it, but I know my parents have actually been there. They said it was great, but
yeah, they have a lot of fun in that.
Yeah,
town.
They do.
They have such a sort of like Hannibal, Missouri does with Mark Twain.
Oh yeah.
So, but let me go to the Adventures of Ichabod, or the Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Oh yes, yeah. J. Thad was quite a lad. Speaking of fabulous characters, England has produced a bumper crop of them. But don't forget, over here in the colonies, we've managed to come up with a few of our own. How about Paul Bunyan, Pecos Bill, Johnny Appleseed, Black Bart, Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone.
Which they've made some movies about them as well.
They've done some, yeah.
Yeah.
Old Icky, if you recall, was the...
And I draw almost all of them. I have a weird, funny way of drawing Ichabod. Almost like a crane. They were so brilliant.
Now, I forget what year this would be, because I believe the idea of the Headless Horseman was somebody from fought in the War of 1812, if not in the Revolution, but I think 1812. I heard once like a history.
Yeah.
The art is so fantastic. I love the art. I'm not picking up anymore on my mic. Hello, hello. There it goes.
Yeah.
I muted myself or something.
Can you hear me?
I used to be that skinny.
Yeah. Hey, I like the way that shadow was looking over there.
And here comes a great song. That's one of the reasons you get Bing Crosby, is because he can sing these wonderful songs in this show. See, I watch these old animations, and nothing that Disney's doing now compares with any of
not
these.
even close.
Their self-appointed leader, one Brom Bones, was a burly, roistering blade, always ready for a fight, for a problem.
So I was looking this up just now. This is supposed to take place at about 1790.
Yeah. Well, I guess before the War of 1812 then.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
after the Revolutionary
Yeah.
War, because the horseman was supposed to have been a Hessian. Now, they talk about with Beauty and the Beast that that's like one of the first times that you have the perfect handsome Gaston is actually the villain. He would be normally the hero.
You got Brom.
And here you got Brom Bones, the
Yeah.
original. He's the handsome, hunky guy who would think be the hero versus Ichabod, the scrawny little schoolmaster.
And when I was a kid, I would get so irritated thinking that Ichabod should win out everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Gadzoot. Pardon me for singing along. I didn't
Yeah,
mean
we
to.
might sing along.
I can't help it.
Well, man.
See, even in the background there with the little shoe horse treads in there.
Yeah.
It's so they're so brilliant with what
Yeah.
they do. And I love you right away. You see he's got that scared superstition.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Let's go. You see her voice there. Ichabod. Great harmony.
Oh, yeah. Nice just the same.
Funny face, funny pan.
Funny frame. Even.
Yeah. I had to learn what pan meant because they use Old English here.
Yeah.
Funny pan, but maybe he ain't.
And that's the thing is, the fun part about Ichabod is you'd almost think he's looking at the girls, but you realize, no, he's looking at the food.
He wants the pie.
He's not that interested in the girls, but the food.
The girls look good for cartoon girls.
As much as when you're a kid, you root for Ichabod, you watch it older, you realize, oh no, he's about the wealth and he wants the food that he gets with the wealth. He doesn't care about the girl, so he doesn't really deserve to win the girl because he didn't want the girl, he wanted her wealth.
He's not really the good guy. Now,
Right.
when I was a kid, around the time I started seeing this, there was a TV version that starred Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum, yep.
It was done differently, but he was still good at it.
Oh yeah, because Jeff Goldblum.
I'm Ichabod Crane.
All right.
I love this. See, he's smart. See, self-justice. I love this. Happen to be good cooks.
Well, I guess when you're that skinny, your metabolism's kind of crazy. And I know because I was that way for years.
With him.
No matter what I ate, I used to never gain weight, and now I can't.
Ladies, man. Do-bop.
And how some of the ladies in town are kind of enamored with him. It's not so much that he's a good-looking guy, because he ain't, but he just has this charm and intelligence and stuff.
Well, yeah, he's an educated man.
Yes, he is. He's an educated man, so.
And he's new. So they don't know him all the way.
Right.
Poor old society.
Yep. I love this part with Bing Crosby gets to. You hear the ladies, ah! Then Bing gets to do his bit.
Boo-boo.
See, ladies, it doesn't matter. We know. We can be ugly as heck, but if we sing like Bing Crosby, you're just going to melt.
That's right. Some of the things I say is very Bingish because, I grew up watching and listening to him all the time.
Yep.
Hey.
Cue the dog. Oh! He's wondering where that came from. I love that.
Me. He's so great. The expressions are amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gets over it quick. Oh, look, there's food over here.
Oh, yeah. I think we've all had our girl like that. Katrina Van Tassel.
Now, in modern day, you'd look at some of the stuff she does and you'd have to say, okay, red flag, dude. Avoid this woman.
She's a
tease.
Tease. That's what
she's a tease. You avoid the tease.
When I was a kid, I did not know all that.
Oh, yes. Because really, she's just wanting to make Brom Bones jealous.
Yeah,
you know
that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Croquette.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I didn't know what all that was as a kid.
Right. That means she likes to play croquet.
Never upset Katrina.
This reminds me of a Bill Cosby joke. He says, never disrespect the ugly one. Because the ugly one is the nice one.
Yeah.
Another an old song even.
Something like that. Yes.
If you want to be happy the rest of your life, never make a purity woman your wife. We're saying this and my wife is right across over there.
Yeah, but that's not what you did.
Right. But she's not perfect.
Nobody is.
Yeah, so.
I heard that.
I love them putting the chicken on his head and eating the shoe or hat. Is this what teaching feels like? You can nod your head with the kids throwing the stuff all over the room.
She didn't allow it.
Yeah. My wife is a teacher, y'all. So, but you have a schoolroom with kids just throwing ink and throwing their books all there for those not watching along with us. And I love his daydream of going, oh, Katrina, who can resist your dad's wealth?
Yeah, that's really what it is. Father's farm.
Oh, yes.
Boy.
Golden makers.
They did such a great job with the changing.
Yeah.
See, this is where I learned how to draw a lot of stuff I do because it's just so great.
Yeah.
It's fun too. Treasure.
Like that barn full of food.
That's how evil this is.
Yeah, the old goat. Her father can't take it with him. Oh, boy. See, he's not quite the innocent you thought he was when you were a child.
Yeah, because you think it's all about him being in love.
He ain't nothing but a gold digger, and he ain't going to no broke.
Oh. Yeah.
Do it the Weird Al version.
Katrina. Well, he's not the only one.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing, like the Washington Irving book, you get a little bit more how Brom is kind of the hero of the town. Brom has actually been helpful. He's not such a bad guy.
Yeah. He's a jerk in a lot of ways. He's a bully.
Egotistical.
Yeah, and he's a bit of a bully.
Yeah. To Ichabod, at least.
Yeah. Well,
like everybody else, he's a kind of a playful prankster, but everybody kind of, respects him.
See?
Yeah. Well, at least, in the book, there's some difference between the book and this. They wanted to make him kind of the villain a bit more in this version, but you get a bit more of the idea in the book that he's very respected amongst the town, and he's never had anybody challenge him until Ichabod shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Good old-fashioned coonskin cap.
Yeah.
Now, scrawny as Ichabod is, how he's carrying all them packages, I do not know.
Yeah. Funny.
Although, now, I guess he was quick enough to pick her up and put him on the horse, but really, when he rides by to get mud on Ichabod, you'd think he would have gotten her, too.
No, Brahm is that
He's
great.
fast. He's quick. Snatch her up, put her on the horse.
This animation we're looking at, it's so funny because they have Ichabod looking so enamored. His feet just go crazy here.
Yeah.
But like the Flash.
Oh, yeah.
It always reminds me of
Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. The Superman moment. How did you get us here so fast? I ran.
I ran. I ran. That's it. That's great too. Make him wonder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, making sure old Brahma's seeing her, playing the fool of him. Move.
I love this look. Enough was too much. That's one of my favorite lines.
Enough was too much. Think about loading him up. Oh, that's great.
Right in the Adam's apple.
Well,
potatoes everywhere.
When you're a kid, you grow up watching Popeye and Bluto.
Yeah, this is perfect.
And this is
exactly
what you
right.
think of when you see this whole thing. But
it's perfect. And I've been watching a lot of that lately. So
yeah.
I have all of them. I always love that part.
Yep.
I love where he pushes it back
Pushes
in.
it back over with the sugar or whatever it was.
Flour. I don't know what it was. I think it's flour. I love how the music goes with it.
Yep. That's where they coined the term Mickey Mousing, is where the music matches the action of the animation. They call it Mickey Mousing because they were known for it. And the early animation, if you notice, the sound effects in old cartoons were done with instruments.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So if someone fall over, they would roll the drum.
It's probably here she's kissing him, or he thinks she's kissing him.
Because he's kissing the flower.
He's kissing the flower. And it's so great. It's so great. And then they push him here against this wall. And the way he looks here, right here, the way he looks always reminded me of this old cookbook I had of Incredible Hulk that looked like a kind of a kiddie-ish thing. Anyway, I just loved it. Now, a tree just kind of appears out of nowhere, but I love it.
Yeah. That is what's fun about this. You see, he's never going to match Brawn Bones for Brawn, but he's outsmarts him and outcharms him in every little bit.
His wits are...
Yeah, using his wits.
Kind of a little bit Mr. Beanish.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Bean is a lot more selfish, though, than Ichabod is.
Yeah. Mr. Bean has tried to pick on people kind of like a Brahm thing.
Yeah.
Not even knowing that Mr. Bean exists. So you got that kind of going on.
That's a very Rankin Bass look.
Yeah, it is.
With the little half-open mouth and the spinning eyes. Whenever a Rankin Bass character gets bonked in the head.
I always love that part. Mm-hmm. Where they're harmonizing with each other.
Yep.
To trike wits. I didn't know what that meant for years. RSVP.
Yeah. See, here's Katrina playing them both. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, I must work on this rivalry between the two.
Yeah.
She's just enjoying the attention. She likes making Brahm jealous.
So basically, this is where we get our olive oil situation. Which, by the way, would have been going on at this point.
Yeah.
There's at least a couple things different between her and olive oil.
No kidding.
But
because olive oil, you're fighting over that?
I know.
Yeah.
But she would do it like 1 second she'd be loving Popeye, and then Bluto would lie to her, and she was like, "Oh, well, you're the one I want anyway." Like, well, keep her.
Yeah.
Now I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, olive oil, all kinds of red flags, but Popeye keeps coming back. I don't know why.
Right here, he put some chalk dust on him. And I got to be honest with you. I used to love the smell of chalk dust. Ugh. I loved it. Don't know why. It's not good for you, but I like it.
Yeah, it gets up your nose.
Yeah. There's gunpowder. That's the name in the book. That's the name of the horse. Or is it a horse or is it a...
Your microphone cutting in and out.
Yeah, I noticed that. The name of the horse that he borrows is Gunpowder. And the Gunpowder is a wonderful character in this. They did a great job.
I love the way when he's Gunpowder's just slowly walking and Ichabod's bouncing like he's just galloping away.
Great. I love the little pigtails. Yeah. So cute.
I mean, you gotta love the little look back at Brom as she's dancing with Ichabod, like, ha ha ha.
It's he.
Yeah. He looks like a leprechaun.
Yeah, he does. I love him. Well, he's Irish. And so, yeah, that.
He reminds me of Brian from Dobie Gillis. Not Dobie Gillis. You know what I mean? King Brian.
Darby O'Gill.
Darby O'Gill. Why was I thinking Dobie Gillis? What's wrong with me?
Dobie Darby.
Oh.
That poor little girl.
Yeah, that poor. It's Amanda with dark hair. Okay, never mind. Inside joke between the two of us. She's, for a short character, doesn't really have any lines. She's hilarious.
The only line she had was in that singing part. Who's that? That's his name.
But I just love how she just comes out. Woo, woo, woo. I love this.
I've known a girl like that or three. I love the way he's kicking up, dancing.
Yeah.
I love this dude on the veil. They're all funny.
Yeah.
They all got their own character in them. I love that little spindle on the back.
Yeah.
There's so many great little things they put in there. They're really historical in a lot of ways. I like the little choker she's wearing. Brilliant.
This is it's such a goofy chase, really. Well, this lady just a dance. Oh my goodness.
His finger now becomes rubber.
Yeah.
I think every guy's had that at some point, but girls too.
Yeah. The girl you didn't like, but she liked you and didn't know how.
I had an ex-girlfriend like that one time. Yeah. Here we go. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. It was beautiful.
Now a lot has been said, like various different, we'll say, ethnic groups, the way they were drawn and how they were comical looking. But now, okay, here look, a non-ethical character, and they're goofy looking. It doesn't matter what color you were. Cartoon characters were meant to be funny.
Here we go. This guy here, he gets all into it.
Yep.
I love this dance. This part, there you go. Yeah, the point is the comedy of it, not color.
But everybody wants to get offended because, you made my people look funny. Well, Elmer Fudd looks like a funny white guy, and I'm not offended by Elmer Fudd, okay? Here we go. This is where the whole thing turns a corner. It's been all fun and games until now.
Oh, here we go. He sees the superstition working.
Yep, sees that superstition. Of course, you know he's been seeing that superstition for a while. Oh,
yeah, but now it's really kicking in.
Yeah.
He's insulted.
Yeah. He's been assaulted. If he had some batteries in there, it'd be assault and battery.
Now you can hear that Bing Crosby really kicking in. Salt battery, Jerry.
It's a great little song.
I love this part.
Some don't bother wear their skin.
There's a character on Beauty and the Beast that remind me of him.
The asylum guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Midnight Jamboree. Look at the way he did all those fingers at once. That's brilliant. You can tell I'm an artist because I'm really getting enamored with all the animation. Oh, I love that. We had a black cat once, and that cat would jump at everything. You remember, Jeremy?
Yeah.
See, this is kind of a precursor because you can see that he knows what to do.
Yeah.
You know that it's Brom. You know.
Oh, yeah. The original novel gives you a lot more hints, too.
Absolutely. Feel like a man is really spurred. Get ahead.
Gotta love the puns.
Yeah, I love it. Flaming top. Yeah, in the old original, they said that his head was taken off with a bowling ball. I'm going to say a cannonball.
Cannonball.
Yeah. Which is why it makes sense with the jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
Knees ahead. This part I love.
Yeah.
He's cutting through little hair.
Single hair with his knife. Just enough to freak out Ichabod.
Now cutting down a scarecrow with a jack-o'-lantern head.
Oh, I love it. This egg is going to pepper too much, isn't it?
Yeah. What kind of pepper? Paprika.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Paprika is really good on an egg. Normally, when you don't
pour the whole doggone thing on there.
Yeah.
The lid comes off is what it is. Even the color on this is a great scene. That was so brilliant. The hippie.
And you know this is probably like a local legend around there anyway.
Oh, yeah. Out of plan.
I love this.
Especially back then, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
And there's just some brilliant artwork in this.
They were the best of the best, the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
But
I love the shot coming up where the moon's got like the clouds look like two hands hiding the moon.
Even the sounds are. When I used to watch this when I was so small, I used to put a blanket over my head and I just put my head through the hole so I could see because I was a little creeped out myself.
Yeah.
I just felt so.
So yeah, as you get older, you realize the comedy of this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're a kid, this is scary.
And I always thought he looked like Don Knotts from the scene. Because when I was a kid, I loved Don Knotts, you know.
Oh my goodness. Don Knotts had been an awesome Ichabod.
Oh, he'd been great. May not have been right with the nose, but everything else, you know, it's kind of fitting. Even his nose a little bit.
But after Disney does this, how do you follow it?
Oh,
I mean, definitely not with that Tim Burton version. God,
I couldn't stand that.
Yuck.
Couldn't stand it. It ruined everything. Even killed Brom.
Yeah.
Hated it.
They didn't take anything really from the book. I'm like,
no, the only thing I liked was that Christopher Walken was in it. That's it.
Yeah.
A lot of fun to watch.
Oh, there it is. There's the clouds covering the moon with like hands. It's so cool. And there's some brilliant sound design coming up. I love that the trees like closing in behind them.
Yeah.
That's just brilliant.
It is. Oh. The art is so, because with just a few pictures, they're giving you emotion and everything. I love it.
And I love that he's whistling like Bing Crosby would.
Yeah.
Trying to keep himself
Except
calm.
a little off, you know? Ah, yes. And you can see how the leaves are more of almost a purplish brown.
Uh-huh.
This is awesome too. They have this tree that almost looks like a ghost itself or whatever, and it has almost a Grim Reaperish, but it has two little lightning bugs or whatever that comes out of it like they look like eyes.
And the scream reminds me a little bit of something Goofy would have done.
Oh, me too.
Bit. I wonder if they didn't use some of
maybe he was around
the original Colvig, Pinto Colvig, I think was the
and
original.
now you got
Goofy.
these crickets that sound like they're saying Ichabod. I love it.
Yep, this is where the sound design just gets brilliant.
Now, as a kid, I could have sworn these owls were calling me out, man.
I love this. The frogs.
I used to go down to the farm where my grandpa grew up, but I swear these frogs are calling me out too. I heard him say Fairlop. I love how that water looked green.
Yeah, it's really brilliant how some of the things are
now
definitely
the willows
saying
are
stuff.
calling out. Yeah. Here it comes.
Yes.
I'm telling you, our fear can work against us.
Yeah.
Our imagination, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Or at least maybe it's Pluto has hollered like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know.
The Beware Crows. But yeah, I think Pluto, when he gets hit,
here's the part that I love. This is so brilliant. This little horse
ain't even moving.
Gunpowder just laying up against the grave, really. Not moving at all.
Shoving on a horse's butt. Oh.
Boom.
Yeah, I love this realization that it's been these, I forget what you call those.
Pussy willows?
Not quite. Well, Heather calls toe knockers for like the other ones.
Cattails.
Like the little small ones.
Cattails, yeah.
Cattails.
Yeah, they're smacking against the log here. Hollow log.
And here we go. Some more brilliant sound design, the echoing of his voice, and then all of a sudden.
And he's not quite sane here because he's been so scared, overcome with fear.
He's kind of out of his mind. And his eyes are so huge.
And this is where Gunpowder really becomes a character.
Yeah. Because Gunpowder ships starts just laughing. They're just laughing again. Gunpowder doesn't even know what they're laughing at.
He snorts even. And now they're both terrified.
Yeah. The introduction of the horseman is so great.
It's so brilliant. I've seen that picture so many times I can never get enough.
Yeah.
I love how he's trying to hang on to the Gunpowder's legs. Oh, the sparks are coming up from the
You've had all these silly characters, and all of a sudden the horseman shows up, and it's like this, kind of realistic and terrifying apparition.
The black horse's nostrils are bringing steam up. It's so beautiful. Well done. Yes, I'm using the word beautiful a lot, but that's because to me, animation that's well done is beautiful. Mm-hmm. So well done. I just think it's great.
And the music is amazing in here too.
It is.
Oh, I love that when he jumps over with the moon.
Yeah, over-jumped him.
Yeah.
And I love he's now petting his horse like a doggy.
He's thinking he outrun him, so he's like, yay, good horse. But no, he's right there.
Oh, it's in the water. I love this part.
Bonk.
Gunpowder hits a tree like a dog, I'm telling you. He's great.
Yeah, they had to throw a joke every once in a while in there. Otherwise, could be too scary.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, yeah, because you had children at the theater seeing this. I love that, too.
Yeah.
He's taking on the tree, pulling his donkey back, or his horse back in.
Yeah. It's all the brilliant things that gets him turned around the wrong way when he's like, oh, look, the bridge.
Now that sound there with the violins and all, they use that on Darby O'Gill and stuff too.
Yeah. And I love it. He looks down here. You think he probably sees Brom Bones.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of like, he's going to kill me. So.
Yeah, or whatever it was he saw. I have no idea. But
if he looks down the neck, he's going to see Brom Bones tucked in his head down in there.
They were smart enough not to leave your imagination to it.
Yeah. Oh, the horse switch. I forgot about that.
Oh.
That's so funny. Such great imagery of that pumpkin flying at him.
And this picture here.
Yeah.
Always made me sad as a kid.
Yeah.
My dad always had a way of making things happy, though. He's like, well, no, son, it's okay because, I didn't want him to get married, you say. He goes, but... He said, but see, this was probably happened. Is what he said.
So everybody got what they wanted in the end.
Mm-hmm. He got a lot
He married a wealthy widow.
Mm-hmm.
Gets his food. But just as legend goes, the town's always going to say, oh, no, the Headless Horseman got him. It's like, nope, he just got scared out of town. But I love in that shot, instead of the pumpkin, he's got the skull.
Yeah.
Which is how you know, it's like, no, the legend was actually a skull. So when you know, like, oh, no, a pumpkin is what hit Ichabod. So no, somebody was playing him. So you get that little bit of hint. Oh, I love this ending, though. Man, I'm getting out of here.
He was brilliant.
Bing Crosby. Now, the challenging part on this, I couldn't think of anything, but spiritual content. Is there a lesson you think we can learn from this? Well, other than not being superstitious.
Well, yeah, there's that. And I'm just trying to, excuse me. Well, I know that in this case, keep your head in the Lord. Keep your head in the Lord.
Yeah.
On the Lord.
We're not given a spirit of fear, but
the spirit of fear.
Love
I know this
fear.
with me personally. I've gone through an awful lot of things, and there's times when my mind had to keep in the Lord, not to lose my head, because I've had my head cut open many times.
Yeah.
Gone through a lot of surgeries, brain surgeries and all. And during one of them, I lost my mind, so to speak. For 3 days, I had what they call delirium. And I wasn't able to think clearly for a little while. And there was days where a lot of fear came over me. And it was scary. But the beautiful thing was, even through all of that, I continued to remember that Jesus was with me. Jesus was with me. And peace. I kept remembering, peace, be still. And that's what brought me through it.
Yep, there you go.
None of my fears could overtake me, because no matter what was chasing me, and even when I got back home and there was a lot of fears that started to overcome me, I remember that God was going to be the victor. And once you pass that bridge of hardships and tests, my friend, the power of this world is through, because God has already won and already defeated this world. Remember, as I just said in my sermon a while ago, 1 John 4:4, greater is he who's in me than he who's of the world.
Yep. And he was running around the forest with a pumpkin.
Yeah. It's all scare tactics.
Right.
That's the thing to remember. It's all scare tactics. Yeah. But you've already won. Jesus is the victor.
Yeah.
And we have won because he lives in us.
Yeah. And I also like to remind people, fear itself is not a sin.
That's right.
It's just an emotion.
I'll be preaching on that next Sunday.
But and without fear, there, as Picard once said, courage is an emotion too.
That's right.
And courage doesn't happen without fear. You have to go through the fear to have the courage to face it.
Now,
knowing that God is with you gives you a lot of courage.
I wouldn't want to go through all that again, because it was a horrible thing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you something. Now, I learned so much from it, I wouldn't take it back, because I went through so much and learned so much that I'm a much stronger man now than I was. I wouldn't go back to who I was either.
Right.
I wouldn't. I would never go back.
Yeah.
Because once you go through it, you become much stronger in the end.
Whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
That's exactly
comes
right.
across as true.
That's right.
And even the illustration that we're given of the potter, where the pot has to get broken, remade. And God has to let us get broken so he can put us back together again.
Right.
Quite a few times.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. He's the potter. I am the clay.
Yep. And clay has to go through a lot before it's finally perfected.
It has to be fired up and everything.
So don't be afraid of the fire, because God's with us in the fire. He's already shown that too.
Because you have Jesus, you're not going to go through the eternal fire. That's what we have.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Oh, yeah. But that is us now watching The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Well, at least the second half. Maybe one day we'll watch the Mr. Toad just for fun.
Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
So it's a great flick. It is available on Disney Plus. Of course, I watched it. It only cost me $7 on Vudu or Fandango at home to get in high def. Of course, I have a disc at home, but I thought, well, we're not.
You're involved with Vudu? Oh, it's kidding.
Yeah, well, Vudu. Well, now it's Fandango at home. So it is available for purchase. So you can watch along with us if next time you listen to this show.
1949. That's when it came out.
There you go.
I knew it was the 40s. I knew it wasn't quite the 50s, but I knew it was after World War II.
Yeah.
But I couldn't remember exactly when. But now we know, 1949.
I should have looked at that on the screen. But of course, as I said before, we do not have a website specific for this show at this time. But if you go to neverlandpodcast.com, make sure you find links there for Dubby and Podgagement. They're a couple of our sponsors. Dubby, if you happen to be a gamer and you need a good energy drink that's not going to give you the jitters, Dubby makes powders of all kinds of different flavors. You just mix it with water. It's got good vitamins and things like that. Not going to give you the jitters, so you can game however long with energy. Podgagement, of course, is Daniel J. Lewis's fantastic little program there that if you happen to have a podcast, you need to see what your reviews are like and everything, the reviews will come right in. It also gives you easy links for people to come and leave reviews, which, by the way, this being a new show to build an audience, if you're enjoying this, please do leave us a review. It helps people find us. Tell other people about this show, that you're having some fun, listening to the movies with us or listening to us talk about it or watching along with us. That's kind of our goal, and hopefully have a little spiritual insight by the end. So share with everybody that you're doing this and come back next time. And also, I want to encourage you to check out the Fandom Nexus, which is my flagship podcast. And also, I run it. It's almost like I got a network here, but you also, the Moment of Truth Bible Baptist Church. Look for that podcast. You can hear sermons by Pastor Philip Coons. Lots of good stuff in there. And he always makes some fun references because we're just a couple of nerds anyway. So...
Well, speak for yourself there, Pilgrim.
Yep, he brings some fun toys and everything and always has a great illustration. So if you would like to see video of that, it is, of course, also available. The moment you can watch our entire services live. And, of course, I keep the recordings on there. So you can see when he wears giant ears or oversized glasses and fun ties and stuff like that. So, yeah, I definitely encourage you to do that as well. So join us next time. I think we're finally going to get a chance to watch Spider-Man. I'm going to rewatch Spider-Man because I haven't watched it in years now, I think. And so we got to watch it because we watched Superman. We haven't done Superman yet. We're going to, but we watched Batman. We got to jump to Marvel. We got to jump to
Think
Marvel
about
stuff.
it, hero.
Exactly. So thanks for listening and tune in next time.